天呢，我在亚特兰大，然后呢，在亚特兰大呢，我也是跟大家找到一位我的好朋友 Sherman。那同一时间呢，她是3个小孩的妈妈，非常的挑战。她也是一个被认证的教养教练，所以呢，今天我想让她可以跟大家分享，可能大家也会想了解，到底在这个世界不同的地方，我们的在学校里面的，或者是一些教育的一些理念，或者是一些教养的方式有没有不一样，也可以听听看其他家长的分享，好吗？那今天呢，我先介绍一下 ，Hi Chelsea，
Hi
Chelsea,
Thanks for having
Sherman.
me.
Thank you for joining us today. So, Chelsea, you are from Atlanta, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I wonder, in Atlanta, what is kind of like a typical education style or system here we have here?
So here in Atlanta, it's a very traditional schooling.
Yes.
So children go to school starting at pre-K, and then they go all the way up through 12th grade. And it's a lot of standing in line and sitting in class, keeping your hands to yourself, staying quiet.
Oh.
And there are even schools where young children aren't getting much time outside.
Wow. So how old are your kids?
My children are 7, 5, and 3.
Very handful.
Yes.
Yes. So, but I understand you didn't go with the traditional school system, right?
Right.
You go for homeschooling.
Yeah.
May I ask why? Why did you make this choice?
I really wanted my children to love learning and not to be bombarded with the rules of a traditional school system when school is so new and learning is still so fun for them. I want them to be able to keep that essence and love for learning,
Right.
without it being tainted by something else, discipline.
Okay. But why do you think that they can't get it from school?
I think there are certain schools that you can provide that for your children, but you have to go a private school route or a Montessori school or something that you're paying out of pocket for, nothing that the government would provide.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, after you took that choice and you have a lot of kids
Yes.
in modern days, and what are the challenges that you face?
The challenges that I faced was just not knowing what to do because while there are tons and tons of curriculum, you still have to decide, okay, which curriculum will work best with my family, with our lifestyle, with the values that we want to instill in our children. So I kind of took a shortcut and I found someone who had similar values and wanted to homeschool for the same reason.
Okay.
And then I adopted a lot of her systems.
Oh, okay. And then, I mean, like you are a certified parenting coach,
Yes.
conscious parenting coach. How do you see that your parenting style is different from like a parent who didn't have this kind of background or understanding about parenting?
Right, so it's very different even from the way that I grew up. You know, the way that I grew up was children don't say anything. You were to be seen and not heard. And children are to respect their parents no matter what their parents are doing to them or the school system is doing. And there's a lot of just kind of tough it out. So I experienced bullying in school and it was just, okay, get over it.
Well, now that we know that the parenting in the traditional way, the experience is quite different as our new kind of like modern way, like we try to give our kids more understanding and more empathy and all that. Is there any tips that you can share with parents? I mean, on the other side of the world, because we understand that homeschooling is quite challenging. For example, for me, I cannot deal with it like 24/7 with my kids. But I don't know if there's any tips you can share with parents that if we have a lot of young kids, even though we're not taking the homeschooling path, but with young kids, they are pretty much at home all the time.
Right.
And we are like, we don't have any time off. It's 24/7 job, and it's really hard to do any self-care and all that. So what is your tips for them?
My tips for those parents are have compassion for yourself because when you are with young children all day, it's a lot of work and it's draining. And oftentimes we feel that we need to be go, 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 and to ask for a break is too much. But then we end up with burnout, or you're doing something with your children that maybe goes against your own values. I know in my case that, you know, there are times when I yell and I'm like, wait a minute, this is a wake-up call to me that I need to take some time for myself. And even when it feels selfish in the moment, my children are going to get a better version of me. And also, when they're older, if they decide to have children or whatever their, you know, life circumstances are, they'll know the importance and the value of taking care of yourself first if I model it.
You feel selfish, really? You know, like
yes.
for Asian, especially if we were women, we totally feel selfish if we take care of ourselves first. But even for you, you feel selfish?
Even here in America, you know, we love our independence.
Yeah, seems like women are strong, right?
We're strong, we're independent,
right.
And we don't lean on each other for help as much as we should.
Yes.
So while it seems like we have it all and we have so much abundance and we have the big houses in the suburbs,
right.
We're all in the suburbs in those big houses alone with our children and isolated. And then we can feel like that is a role that we're meant to play.
Right.
And then we can take on martyrdom and feeling bad for ourselves and not realizing that we do have the power to reach out for help and take care of ourselves.
Exactly. So how can you have your own time right now? Because you are not at home. So what is your strategy then?
Let's see. So my husband is supportive. I'm very thankful for that.
Right.
And I have friends and a community that I can lean on. So my friends babysit. And also I've cultivated independent play with my children. So even when I am home with them, they aren't right up under me, even though they're young.
Right.
They know that they can be in another room.
Okay.
And they do that because when it's a caregiving moment, so whether we're eating a meal or getting ready for bed, I do my best. I don't do it all the time.
Right.
But to be really present with them in those moments so I don't feel so guilty when it's time for me to do something else.
Right. So my takeaway is, first of all, quality over quantity, right?
Yes.
So when you're with them, even though it's a very short time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, try to be present.
Yes.
And build a community or support system around nowadays the nuclear families. Like you said, even though you have a big house, but you are still like alone in your family, right? So then build a system that could help each other out. Like this today, your friend is helping you, and then tomorrow you can help your friends. So at least we can have a break, right?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you for sharing this with me, Chelsea.
Thank you, Gils, for having me.
Thank you for joining us in our global Chinese community on Basic Parenting platform. So we'll talk next time if we get a chance.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. Bye.
喜欢影片的话，请记得按赞、订阅、加分享哦，还有按小铃铛，所以你才知道最新更新的影片。如果你对于教养有其他题目想要知道的话，再留言跟我们说。